So what is a shill? Well, in my opinion, a shill is someone who can be bought. Now you could say, well, we all get a paycheck at our jobs, and some of us do a job that we don't like. Some of us work for people whose political beliefs aren't the same as ours. The religious beliefs aren't the same as ours. People that tell us we can't wear this shirt at work, we can't say this phrase at work, whatever it is. So we're all shills. Well, maybe so. Shill, sell out, whatever you want to call it. We all sell out to some extent in order to make it through life. I guess it's when you sell out at a certain point where you're lying to your friends and family, you're lying to your children about being a person of integrity. When you're willing to ruin your friendships, ruin your reputation, ruin everything for the sake of money. When you outright know you are lying and you can do it without, I don't know, without any sort of, almost like a, what would it be, a narcissist, right? Someone who doesn't see that they're doing anything wrong, even though they know it's wrong. Yeah, to me that's a shill. A shill is somebody who says this is the best gun ever, and they are lying. They can't stand the thing. It is junk. Now, I can understand somebody saying this is a well-built gun, this is a nice looking gun, this is a fair price gun, but it didn't feel comfortable in my hand. But I think that it wouldn't fit into my needs. You may like it. That's not being a shill. Or someone going, full disclosure, I was given this product to try out. I'm allowed to keep it if I want, or I'm allowed to buy it at cost if I want, or this is a T&E product, I have to return it, but while I have it, let's run it through its paces. Or someone who says something like, I told them I'm going to try to break this, and they said, do your worst. That is being honest. That is being transparent. That person is not a shill. A shill is somebody who skips around, or I should say, maybe deflects, or no, they kind of walk around the truth. They avoid answering the truth. They change the subject. They deflect. They do whatever it is to make it look like they're an ethical person on the outside, but in the truth of it, the reality of it, is that they're not, and they're driven by money. And to go back to my original point that we all sell out a little bit, we do. Money is what makes the world go round. Money is what makes everything happen. We'd have our gun rights secured if collectively we had enough money to buy off the politicians. Money is the root of all evil, but it's a necessary evil. When you compromise who you are for money, that's when you become a shill. I do believe somebody could start out as a shill or turn into a shill, and I do believe they could change their ways. I do believe they could go back to being a person of ethics. I do believe that someone might not realize that they're a shill, and then when they do, especially when somebody close to them tells them, that they have one of those light bulb moments and realize what they're doing, and they do what it takes to rebuild their reputation, to show that they weren't thinking, or they let the money get to them, or they were in a bad spot and they really needed the money. And sometimes people make poor choices, and sometimes when you stick to your guns, it shows that you have a certain level of integrity. But when you stick to your guns knowing that you're doing wrong, that level of integrity doesn't really bode well with people. So there are a lot of shills out there, and there are some people out there that are calling people shills that aren't shills. They call them shills because they're jealous. They are jealous of that person's success. They are not willing to do whatever it is that it took for that person to get successful, whether it be keeping it clean, whether it be I don't know, not turning everything into give me money, whether it be patience and timing, whatever it was that person did to succeed, the other person might try to mimic them, but when it comes down to the hard work, they're not going to do it. Instead, they'll try to grab onto that other person's fame by lying about them, by calling them a shill. Who's the real shill?